What's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to the premiere episode 1, The First Step. I am your host, Corey Drayton, and I am here with
Bobby Bethea.
Bobby.
Yeah, man.
I've been, I don't know what I was going to say after that.
Hey, it's all good.
Okay, but I really wanted to interview you for the simple fact that, you're always first. I seen you on the field, right, and also seen you in class, and you have a lot of like drive.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I heard that you want to get into sports broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's always been a big dream, honestly. From watching Sports Center in the morning, waking up, getting cereal, trying to catch the top 10 plays before I go to school, and every time I see commentators, that's what made the game pop for me, and that's what made me actually fall in love with the game. So either whether it was football, basketball, or anything I played, track. So that was just a dream of mine that I always had.
So what about the commentators, like the way they?
Man, it was the enthusiasm, I'd say. Like the enthusiasm, just like being able to break down the game and different elements of the sport that made me understand it more and made me even want to be a part of it. So that helped a lot, I'd say.
So this podcast is about, motivating others to take the first step.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Some days it's kind of hard. So what would you say to somebody that wants to keep going, but they have days where they want to give up? How would you motivate them? Or what would you say to motivate them?
I'd tell them to find out what their why is. Like, that's a big thing. Finding out your why and what are you doing it for. If you could stick to that, you could understand what you're doing it for, you'll continue to keep going and get up on those days that you don't feel like doing much. And if you can continue doing that, that's just consistency and the things that people need to see from you, because once you show others that you can do it, they'll get on that road with you and want to help.
Yeah, so, just last week, I was stressing about this podcast. I didn't know who I wanted to interview.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I wanted to interview.
Yeah.
I didn't know the questions. I didn't know, I was so in my head, and, that can always be that one reason to stop somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say, what word would you use to get somebody out of that mindset, to stop overthinking? What would you say?
The word, or you're saying the words, or
words?
how would I get them out of that
Words.
mindset? Try is the biggest thing. Just trying. You can't get anywhere without trying. So without you, like you said, your whole thing is based on, your whole show is based on taking the first step. If you don't take that first step, you won't even know what'll happen. You don't know until you do that.
Yeah, it was just so crazy because, this morning,
Yeah.
I just broke down because, I would have never thought that I would be here
Yeah.
where I am now. This was literally, I thought, my sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
Literally last year, it was just a thought, and now we're here.
Yeah. Time
On this
flies.
journey, I've met so many amazing people, and I see, how many other people want to get either in podcasts or, they have other dreams and aspirations, that also, motivates me as well, because it's I see that you want something, and I wanted something. So why not, do what I want to motivate you?
Right.
Just if I can do it,
that's
you
real.
can do it.
That's real.
And I'm the biggest overthinker.
That's good.
So looking back, what's something that you wish you've known first start, when you first came to college?
When I first came to college was to be more interactive with my other classmates, just learning them, being able to ask them different questions that I didn't feel comfortable even being asked myself. So if I would have known that earlier in school, I feel like I would have met a lot more people, and I would have been able to do a lot more as far as my field and even getting further in what I wanted to do. So I feel like just being able to ask those uncomfortable questions and ask those questions that I feel that people probably did not want to answer, I feel like I probably would have gotten further, for sure.
Yeah. See, the thing about with me is, you know, I do not like having uncomfortable conversations. Though, like, it's in the middle because, like, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah. It depends on what it's about. So
Yeah, that too. For the people who want to have or don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, how would you get them to have it? Because those conversations are most important.
And that's the thing right there that's kind of hard, because if they don't want to have the conversation, it's kind of hard to just, grab something out of someone. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you don't ask, you never know what you're going to get back. Just as much as we've said as far as this, like, as much as taking the first step. If you don't try to ask or try to present it to them in a way that they can understand you, then you'll never know exactly how it'll happen or what'll happen.
That's good. That's good. What's one failure that ended up being a lesson in disguise, or a blessing in disguise? I'm sorry.
A failure that has been a blessing in disguise. Man, I'd probably have to say me not going back and playing football. Like, I feel like that was a blessing in disguise, because last season I was playing, but I ended up leaving halfway through. But once I did leave, I ended up going and doing a radio broadcast for the football team, and that was a blessing in disguise because it put me right where I wanted to be. So, yeah, I missed the game that I love, but I ended up still being able to be around it. So it just was something that God just showed me. He was just like, it's okay if you're not playing. You have something else. Like, this is not the only thing that you need to be doing and that you can do. And so when he showed me that, it was just more of a blessing, for sure.
So how did the opportunity of being broadcasting or like being on the radio for like the football team, how did that even come about?
You know what's crazy? I was just in the press box one day, and I was helping out my sister, and they were doing the radio broadcast in a separate room, and then I walked in and I just asked them, like, those uncomfortable questions.
You literally just asked?
I asked them. I said, hey, can I sit in here and watch you guys do the radio broadcast? Because I said, this is something I want to do. So can I just go in there and watch? And they said, yeah, sure, you can sit in here. Then the next week I came back in the press box, and they said, hey, would you want to join us? I said, hey, why not? And then, that's where we at with it. So it was just more of me just putting myself out there and trying something and asking questions. And, I forgot what game it was. Oh, Virginia Union game earlier this year. I got to sit in on the ESPN broadcast. So it was just amazing, man. So it's just like, just asking questions.
What?
Just like I asked them for the radio, I asked the ESPN crew. I said, hey, can I sit in and watch this? They said, hey, no problem. As long as you can help us out finding these players, I said, I'm here. So I was happy for that, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's always the things that, like, those impulsive decisions, it's always the ones that take you far. That's so crazy.
Yeah, because God told me, he just said, hey, just ask.
Just ask.
Just ask. You don't know what they're going to say. And if they say no, it's fine. I'll be all right. Just ask them.
Now, this is a little bit off topic, but do you think that grass is a vegetable?
Grass is a vegetable? For cows.
Wait, why not humans?
we ain't gonna eat no grass.
But you eat leaves, though.
Dang. That's a good one, though. I ain't gonna.
But you eat leaves.
But I mean, who just finna go and pick up grass? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we go and pick up leaves and eat them.
That's a good question. Like lettuce and grass, is that the same thing?
Yeah, I think. No, grass is grass. Lettuce is a leaf, right?
See, that's questions we gotta break down. That's stuff we gotta break down, and we gotta get back to y'all, cause that's crazy. That's a good question, though. Man.
I have another one. So, do you think fish can see, like, when they're underwater? Like, you think they can see the water?
See the water? No, cause they have to breathe it. So that's like their oxygen.
But like, if
right?
Wait, what?
Fish have to breathe the water, so it's like that's their oxygen. They have gills. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, I think that's their oxygen. So I don't think they can see it.
They don't breathe in water, right?
Huh?
They don't breathe water.
Like, you know what I mean, though. Like, like that's what they use to filter it. But I don't know.
It.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But the whole time I might not be, I don't know. I went fishing a lot, but Hey man, I'm just throwing stuff off.
The last time I went fishing, it was with my brother. It was so
Yeah.
boring. We was out there for hours.
Oh, yeah,
my
man. If you
gosh.
ain't catching nothing, man, fishing will make you ill, make you aggravated for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Though. That's a great one. Yeah, that would caught me off guard.
What was the moment in your life that made you take the first step?
What moment in my life made me take the first step? Okay, so 2023, I had my son, and I was going into the summer of 2024, coming into the fall of 2024, and I had him, and I ended up getting injured, so I didn't play that whole year. And while I was injured, I was with this junior college that I played for the previous year. So when I was with them, I ended up taking that first step with them because they asked me if there was anything that I felt like doing. And I asked them if I could just commentate on the games because I had nothing else to do. I was just sitting on the sideline. I said, can I comment on the games? Can I do commentary? And they said yes. And that's really how it started. And, you know, I forever shout them out. Jacksonville Athletic Academy, they're actually in the city. So, you know, I went and played for them. 2022, we won a championship. I got injured the next year. I didn't get to play, but they ended up giving me an opportunity to do so. And then that's just how it started. That's really how I took my step. My son, like, basically leaded me to go out and do more because I know I had to do more for him.
So you're in Jacksonville and your son is
2 years old.
No, I mean like where is he?
Oh, I'm sorry. He's in
home,
Fort Myers, Florida.
Okay.
Yes.
So has that been challenging? Like
Yes.
not being able to see your son?
That has been one of my biggest challenges in being in school is not being able to see him when I want to and when I can. And you know, looking at him and watching him over FaceTime, that has been one of my biggest challenges and something I had to get over and try to work past. And I think that's one thing that's been driving me so hard because I know once I'm out of here that I could go and be around him. So that's a big thing for me.
That's crazy because like I feel like, you know, things like that, like having a son or like having a child and not being able to see them, is like that's kind of hard.
Yeah, it is. It's hard, especially, you know, being a father and being around him, and he looks up to me so much. Yeah, he wants to be around me all the time, and whenever I'm there, he wants to play, laugh, joke, and everything. But when I'm not there, it's kind of hard to do that over FaceTime, you know, and keep that type of connection. So when I'm there, when I'm home, it's lovely, it's great. I'm happy, and then I just have to keep that mindset up when I'm here. So that's the hardest part about that.
I'm really glad that you know, you were my first guest.
Yeah.
You know, my guests changed over time, but I think you were a good first guest.
Yeah. Thank you.
I really
for that.
appreciate it.
I appreciate that too.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to TTFS, the first episode, Take the First Step. I am your host, Corey Drayton. Make sure you subscribe, like, and also follow the socials @_.TTFS and ISHXMIO. I'll catch you next time on episode 2.